Hey guys, welcome to Reviews and Opinions, and today I'm giving you my Volume 6, my RWBY Volume 6 theory. Now I know that this past Saturday, the last episode of Volume 5 just went on live on YouTube. So that's kind of dating the video, but my Volume 6 theory is, let me start off, not by giving my theory, but by giving you a refresher of my Volume 5 theory, where I did say this. I said that Team RWBY would get back together. Now, they did get back together, but not in the time frame that I predicted they would. Not in the time frame I predicted. They got together at the end of Volume 5. I predicted they'd get back together the first half of Volume 5. And they'd spend time training and such. And then, I'm trying to remember my theory right now because I have made it a little over a year ago. So I'm trying to remember what I said. Oh, almost a year ago, actually. I made it back in April. This is January. Okay, almost a year. Trying to remember. I also said that they would train together at Haven. That was debunked with the first episode. I also said that Team Juniper would look to Team Juniper would get a fourth member. That was debunked with the first episode. So like most, now, to clarify something, I did see Volume 5, Chapter 1 early, but I went to the theatrical premiere. I went to the theatrical premiere of that episode. And it was good, which the episode came out on theater. It was a Thursday, just after my birthday. Hold on, let me look at the calendar. Yeah, the 13th, because the 20th, it was either the 13th, no, it was the 12th. Because, hold on, let me pull up something here. Where'd it go? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, the 14th. The 14th was the release date. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, the 14th. That was... Wait. Wrong month. The 14th, yeah, I saw it the 12th. So, I got to see it 2 days early because I went to the Volume 5 premiere at my local theater. There was only like 10 people there and such. But I saw it there, and when I saw it, I'm like, there goes my predictions. Half of it was debunked. I go, okay, the other half, they haven't proven it to be debunked yet. The other half, they didn't prove it to be debunked. But I'm making this one for me, basically. What I think is Haven is going to start the rebuilding process. So I'm now on my Volume 6 theory. Haven's going to start the rebuilding process. Now, I am going to expect a time skip of Blake telling RWBY, Wise, Yang her story from when she left to when she got there, from when they got back together, and I expect vice versa with Wise, Yang, and RWBY telling their story or their separate stories to RWBY. And I don't want an episode on this. I don't want the first episode to be them talking, like they did with Chapter 7. But Chapter 7 was more of like a comedic episode, I guess you could say. It was more comedy based. It was a bit more comedy based, and I just watched it a few minutes ago. I'm trying to remember. You could hear bits and pieces of the story, like they would Yang with her arm. Jean with Yang talking about the map. Weiss with her story about the party. And then she got no arm, which was actually pretty good. And then, Nora talking about the Nuka-Lavi-Gram, along with Jean saying that he couldn't do it without RWBY. But RWBY goes, you should have seen Red. Okay? I'm trying to remember everything. I just watched it a few minutes ago. I don't want another episode like that. That's not what I want. The first episode, to be honest, I want to see, since at the end of Volume 5, you see Oscar tell Crow Oz's message to get the relic to Atlas. He needs to get that to Atlas. He needs to get the relic to Atlas. And, since Atlas has sealed itself off, okay? Atlas has sealed itself off. Why are they not going to Vacuo? Well, Vacuo is Vacuo. Like Crow said, well, Vacuo is just Vacuo. Like, if you remember Volume 4, let me see if I can find the episode number. Let me see. No, that's the wrong folder. It was, episode 8, A Much Needed Talk. If you remember, Crow says, Leo's not, basically, he says, the headmaster of Have is not done. He's going to be on high alert. Alice is going to basically seal itself off, he said. They're basically on high alert, And Vacuo is, well, just Vacuo. So what I expect for Volume 6, and I know that Volume 6 comes out in 9 months, but between now and March, I think it was in March. Let me double check here. It was May, between the end of Volume 4 and the Chibi trailers coming out. Everyone was making a Volume 5 theory, including myself. Volume 5 predictions, myself included, I was making them. I made them back in April of 2017. Now, I'm trying to look for something right now. I'll do it later. If you remember correctly, all the Chibi stuff, once Chibi came out, the theories basically screeched to a halt. I was still making one every now and then E3 comes in, you still got Chibi, but Chibi's not getting watched as much because it's E3. But between the end of Volume 4, which if I remember correctly, let me pull it up here real quick. I'm actually in the wrong place to be looking this up. Let me see if I can find it. Between the end of Volume 4 and the start of... It was the start of Volume 4. It was like mid-February or something like that. I know it was later than this one was. A lot later. Because I started watching it about 3 or 4 episodes into Volume 4. It was like November when I started watching it. And then between then and Volume 4, you had a lot of these predictions coming out. So now I'm making mine. Once Chibi comes out, these predictions, these theories, they will basically screech to a halt. So I'm going to be making 3 or 4 of these. Try to get at least one uploaded per day. Next week, this week, and next week. Try to get them uploaded one per day. And so my Volume 6 theory is that now I'm gonna go, since they did 14 this one, and they did 16 Volume 1, but if you want to get technical, it was still 12 because they had 2-parters in there. It's still 12, yeah, and so they did 12 every season under technical specifications, including Volume 1, except for Volume 5, which was 14 like they promised. I estimate 14 episodes again. I'll estimate 14. Everyone with Volume 5 estimated 12, but then they dropped 14 on us, and then the whole community just blew up, basically. And then, so I'm going to estimate that, yeah, Volume 6 will have 14, but at least have them longer, longer, like the minimum, I would say, try 20 minutes, because Volume 5, I felt like they left a lot out. Like they had given us like 10, 15-minute episode, like 15-minute. Like the shortest one was like 12 minutes or something. Let me look it up here real quick. Let me look it up. If I remember correctly, it was like 15 minutes or something like that. It was 16. There's a 16. Okay, there's a 12-minute episode. It was chapter 7. That was 12 minutes. They basically, with volume 4, try to keep it about 15 minutes each. Volume 6, I want to have them at least try to keep it about 20 minutes each. But with volume 6, I'm going to try to go halves on it. First half is them basically sneaking into Atlas. Weiss can lead them. She probably knows a few secret routes that the Elysian military does not know about. She probably knows a few because she grew up there. But for her to go back to Atlas, she would probably go back kicking and screaming because she left Atlas. She left her father for one reason. He was controlling her. So for her to go back to Atlas, she has to be willing to fight Salem if she's going back to Atlas. So first half, I would say they're probably going to try to sneak into Atlas. If not, because I don't want the whole season them getting to Atlas, getting to General Ironwood. I don't want that to be the whole season. First half, if they're going to General Ironwood, first half at least, minimum they have to go to the first half at least. I would say minimum the first half. Along with like I'm going to expect a time skip between volume 5 and volume 4. There's always a time skip. If you remember, the end of volume 1 was basically one semester. Then you have a time skip between volume 1 and volume 2, and then there's another time skip between volume 2 and volume 3, and then there's a gigantic time skip of about 3 to 4 months between volume 3 and volume 4. But I'm going to expect the one between volume 5 and volume 6 to be maybe a couple of weeks to about a month. I don't want them to spend the whole season on getting into Atlas. So I'm going to say first half them getting into Atlas. Or heading to where they want to go, most likely General Ironwood, but most likely not. Now, the Grimm does not like the cold in Atlas. So, that's why they have a very easy time with the Grimm. So Salem's not really going to have a hold in Atlas. So that's probably why they're heading to Atlas, because Salem doesn't have that big of a hold, because Salem controls the Grimm. She's the leader of the Grimm. So why would she have her Grimm go to the coldest, basically the coldest place on Earth, on Remnant, and try to assault basically a military nation, a military kingdom. So she's strategically probably next going for Vacuo. Is going to be next. So Sun, as you know, Sun grew up in Vacuo, but we never see the rest of Team Sun after Volume 3. We see them in Volume 2, namely Neptune. Now, if you look at just the right spot before Sun runs to Blake to ask her to go to the dance, you will see all the members of Team Sun. But we didn't see them, so maybe we'll see them in Volume 6. I'm going to predict we see them maybe in Volume 6, maybe in the first few episodes. Sun tracks them down and tries to find them and tries to recruit them to go help fight Salem. That is my guess, along with him and Blake. But Blake's going to be more worried about the Faunus than Salem. So, where is she going to head? Blake, my guess is she's probably going to try to help her dad and her mom, and just so I don't sound prejudiced, or like I'm missing anyone, I'm going to throw Ilya in there. I'm just going to throw her in there, just say she's in there. So Ilya's probably going to help make the new version of something similar to the White Fang, led by Blake's dad, who is probably still chiefdom of Menagerie. Hopefully he will still be chieftain of Menagerie. If not, he might put Blake or Ilya in charge. But if he were to put either Blake or Ilya in charge, my guess would be straight up. My guess is Blake. Why? Because he can trust her. He doesn't have Ilya's full trust yet. Ilya has not earned his full trust basically yet. So Ilya has not earned his full trust basically yet. So therefore, she's probably going to be on the short stick. She's probably going to be second in command, if anything. And if Blake has a hand in it, she might be second in command. If not, it's going to be Sun. Ilya might be training people to fight against the White Fang. That's probably where she's going to... Well, if anything, Blake, Sun, and Ilya might help the Faunus that want to join their group to fight the White Fang, because the White Fang is just a military organization now, because Adam is in charge. So my guess is that Blake is either going to be on her way to Atlas with Team RWBY and Team Juniper, or basically what's left of them, because Pierre's dead, or supposedly dead. It's implied that she's dead. Someone said that Pierre died, or said that she didn't die, she just went somewhere else, and I've seen other theories that she's not dead out there on the internet, so I'm just going to say she's supposedly dead for now. She's probably been dead for 6 months to Jean and everyone that knew her. So if Oz finds out what happened to Beacon, like that giant ground frozen on Beacon Tower, it happened to, how it got frozen there. If he because he knows RWBY has used her silver eyes, because Haven, the fight Haven, you see her, she uses her silver eyes. I want to say it's 3/4 through the episode she uses them to save Jean from dying to Cinder. Sorry, my mind keeps going blank. And then so he knows that she's used them, but the first time that I'm pretty sure Oz is going to find some stuff out about Beacon, that Salem does have that relic. Because if you remember, it's implied that she has the relic in Volume 5. It's implied in Volume 5 that she has the relic. Because if you listen to Cinder closely, she goes, it's definitely more grander than Beacon's. I wonder what the extra effort was for. Ergo, meaning that they already have the relic, or they're getting to the vault. But Oz said that he made getting the relic at Beacon the hardest one of them all. Why? Because he planned to be at Beacon. He planned it. He planned to always be Headmaster Beacon. But since Beacon is destroyed, he can't go back. Now my guess is, if they're going to Atlas, they're probably not going by air. They're probably going to go by boat. But since Atlas has sealed itself off, there's probably going to be no ship captain that is going to take them to Atlas without a high price. It's probably going to be very, very, cost them a lot of lien to get to Atlas. Because Atlas is set off, you have to sneak in. So they're probably going to have to spend a lot of time getting into Atlas. So if they're heading to Atlas, so since they're supposedly going to be heading to Atlas, I would say first half of the series, first half of the season, volume. Last half is either them getting to Ironwood or getting to the relic. Or no. First half is them getting to, is probably going to be fine. Well, since they're supposed to be heading to Atlas, first half them heading to Atlas. Second half, and or finding the maiden, the Winter Maiden. No, Cinder's Fall. So she opened Beacon. Raven opened Haven. Atlas. That would have to be the Winter Maiden, because it's cold up there. Why would you send the Summer Maiden to Atlas to open that one. Because so far, every single maiden has stayed in the area of that relic that they're supposed to open. They have stayed in that area. Because Cinder was in Beacon, Raven runs the bandits, basically her tribe, in Mistral. I think it's it's kind of Anima. Don't know how to pronounce it, but that's gonna be my best guess. And then you've got my guess is the Winter Maiden would be in Summer would be in Deco because it's desert. Winter Maiden would be in Atlas because it's cold. It's always cold up there. Deco is always a desert. So that's what I'm guessing is. So I'm gonna say that them getting into Atlas and finding the Winter Maiden would be the first half of the volume. Okay? Second half would probably be them getting to Ironwood and convincing him to open up the way to the vault and getting the relic, telling them that they need to get that relic out of the school. Or, well, we ended off Volume 5 with Yang with the relic. So I'm going to say we end Volume 6 off with the relic. Atlas. Getting the relic at Atlas. I'm just guessing here. Like anyone doing these videos, I'm guessing. But my theory is that, well, my prediction is that since they're going to Atlas, they're going to have to sneak in because it's on Hyler. It's locked down. It's basically a city under, it's quarantined. Atlas is basically quarantined. No one in, no one out. And you cannot get in or out without the council's permission or Ironwood's permission. So Oscar's probably going to have to go ahead and get permission. He's probably going to have to call him using having Ozpin be in control and call Ironwood. Now, Ironwood probably doesn't know all the secrets about Ozpin, his reincarnation. So it's probably going to come to a shock to Ironwood that Ozpin is alive. Because it's implied to everyone that doesn't know Ozpin that he can reincarnate, that he's dead. Cinder thought he was dead in Volume 3. Volume 5, she finds out he's still alive! And kicking. Except he's a spirit now and he's got a new body and almost a new personality and all. But it's going to take Ozpin to convince Ironwood to let them in, or they're going to have to sneak in. Also, they're going to find the Winter Maiden. My guess is because there's a rumor out there that Monty wrote the first 9 seasons to the show. Like, he planned it out to last a long time. And even though he's dead, he died in he directed season 3. He didn't get to voice in season 3. He voiced Ren, for those that don't know, he voiced Ren in seasons 1 and 2. He died while Volume 3 was still in production. His brother now voices Ren. Especially in Chibi, his brother Neith voices Ren. This is for you that don't know. If you want to find out how he died, go look it up on the internet. I'm trying to remember. I lost my train of thought. It's going to take Atlas to convince Ironwood to let them into Atlas, because if you remember correctly, in Volume 4, Atlas is sealed off. Atlas was sealed off at the end of Volume 4, because Weiss snuck out of her house and basically paid the stowaway on a plane to get smuggled out. Ergo, he probably got out before Atlas closed. And if you remember here in Volume 5, Ironwood recalled every single troop from everywhere but they call them all up to Atlas. So it's now Huntsman's proper. It's now Huntsman that have to fight the Grimm in Vale, Mistral, Vacuo. They have to fight there. That's just up to Huntsman now for anything, and the Huntsman are probably going to be stretched pretty thin. And so Atlas is probably doesn't have. Well, they do train Huntsmen and Huntresses, but they also train military personnel. So my guess is that since Atlas doesn't really have much of a Grimm problem, that they will probably head out and spread out and leave basically a skeleton crew to guard Atlas because they have the military, or just leave it to military alone and the Huntsmen just go out. But in Volume 6, it's going to take a lot for them to get to Atlas. Guys, I've been recording this for a while. I've been rambling on for too long. So I want to thank y'all for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button down below. If you didn't, hit the dislike button and tell me why. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when I upload great content like this. Thank you, and